So I decided that I'm going to jump into this conversation regarding Moist Critical, who just called everyone broke. First, he said, "Guys, stop donating to me." People were like, "You shouldn't do that. You're going to end up discouraging other people from donating to other YouTubers who need that income." And then he basically just showed everyone how rich he was while calling, the normies, basically me, you, and your mom broke. We're going to go jump into why this happened and the effect that is having on YouTube, on society, and what that means for the future going forward. So watch it in this video to have all of those questions answered. Don't forget to follow us over on Rumble. Our Rumble will be linked in the description of the video. And don't let them tell you that you will own nothing and be happy. Go and check out Anger's Crypto Academy to learn how to buy, sell, trade crypto, and make massive profit. Hit the like button, turn on notifications, and hit the subscribe button to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. And now let's begin. So Charlie, who goes on there, the name Voice Critical, basically dropped a video yesterday where he flexed and he said, "Hey guys, I make, spoiler alert, $35 million. I've made $35 million from YouTube alone since I started on this platform." And then, and just to be clear, it wasn't just YouTube. First, he started off by showing us his Twitch earnings, which were around $4 million, right around $4 to $5 million. And then he showed us his YouTube earnings, which was around $35 million. And pretty much everything kind of added up to somewhere around $41 million. So right around $40 million. So between Twitch and YouTube, he's made roughly $40 million. And he made it also very clear to us that that does not include things like sponsorships and other related things that go outside of YouTube. Okay, so he's made a boatload of cash. In reality, he's potentially made close to maybe around $50 million or more. Again, we don't know what those sponsorship deals look like, and for a lot of YouTubers, the bulk of their money, influencers in general, the bulk of their money doesn't come from ads. It actually comes from sponsorships, or at least a significant portion of that. So he honestly may have made way, way more than we even realize. But all of this started when he turned off memberships on his channel because he said he didn't feel right having people give him money that he really shouldn't be taking. People are struggling right now financially. It doesn't matter if you're making 50,000 or $100,000 a year. He was like, "Don't give it to me. Listen, you're $5, you're $10, you're $100. Even if it's a small amount or a large amount, just don't give it to me." So he turned off memberships, and I forget if he did or did not turn off supers as well. And he basically, yeah, he disabled and he basically did this because he was sick and tired of watching people. And I don't agree with everything Charlie says or does, but I 100% respect this. He was sick and tired of people giving him money when the reality is that it just it wasn't really helping him. And he even like showed how much money he had made, I think, from like I don't know if it was supers or memberships, and it was like maybe $500,000. But when you look at like $35 million versus $500,000, I think it was just memberships. Like, you realize, yeah, people would be, he would be much better off. Even though people would be much better off just not giving him that money and keeping it for themselves. And when he first announced this, there was a lot of people who were furious. They're like, "Oh my gosh, look at what this guy is doing." You know, you should still keep the money anyway. You should still leave memberships on anyway. You should still allow people to donate to your streams anyway. It makes them happy. It help. It's good for the community. And he was like, "You know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna basically, just flex." And it's not really a flex. He wasn't flexing. It wasn't a flex. He wasn't actually flexing. He was just basically telling everyone to their faces, "You are brokey. I am stinking rich. I don't need your money. Stop giving it to me. You made this happen. I didn't want your money. You tried to force it on me. Now I'm going to show you just how rich I am." And I'm going to make it so you're never going to want to give me another dime. And that's what he did. He 100% went scorched earth. And it's so unbelievably respectful. It's like, what do you like? The fans are to blame. I basically don't see what else he could have done other than keep his mouth shut and let people tirelessly, bash him for not taking the money. He basically revealed, and he's the only YouTube. I will say, like, this is not the first time he's done something like this. Well, but it's the most dramatic. Not like, he has a habit where he'll basically show you his YouTube earnings for like a video and say like, I've made more money on this video than any video before, and he'll like basically show you and say like, he's made $85,000 from this video. You're like, wow, that's a lot of money, right? From a single video. I'm just making up a number, but he's been very transparent with money, and we knew Charlie was wealthy, but I think most of us were kind of like, yeah, this guy probably has like maybe $4 million in the bank, maybe, just maybe, in a really, maybe, just maybe, on like this unbelievable possibility, he's seeing it somewhere, maybe 10 million, but I don't think so. But maybe he's seen around like $4 million. Charlie's a millionaire, but he's still like, he's kind of a normie still. He's just a normie with a couple $1 million. No, bro is getting up there. It's not quite LeBron James money. It's not quite Kevin Hart money, but it's enough money to have a company. It's enough money to have a company with a couple hundred employees that like offers a critical service. Like, it's a crazy amount of money, especially for a guy that just sits at his computer making videos, sometimes just talking about taking a poop. And again, I'm not in any way like saying anything negative about the content that he makes, because he's making he has lots of engagement. It's his style, and people are enjoying it. And I will tell you this right now: you can look at his videos and you can realize some of the things that he does in his videos that make them so popular. For example, his thumbnails, his titles, what they're doing is they're creating curiosity. When you make videos, you want to create things called curiosity gaps. What he's doing is, with those titles and thumbnails, he's creating curiosity. Okay. And he's getting people to click. You can actually learn a lot. It looks simple. It may look very, very simple, but it's a solid strategy that has worked very, very well for him. And it's basically like, his videos are kind of like comfort food. When I go to his videos, I don't expect theatrics. I don't expect music. I don't expect anything. I expect something like I don't expect like bright, like them to be crazy bright. No, it's kind of like watching Cowboy Bebop. They're chill, they're mellow. His voice is it's very steady. You know, he's just looking at the camera. It's almost like he's just having a conversation with you, and there's no constant moving things. It's a moist critical video, and I'm it's become a part of our daily life, so I absolutely am grateful for that. Dexter, they basically said, Moist Critical has revealed that he earned a total of $35 million on YouTube before disabling monetization. Compare that to a normal person actually working their butt off. They come home and donate a couple dollars to me. It doesn't sit right with me. And yeah, I give I give Charlie 100% credit for doing this, for showing, like, showing people like, hey, this is how much a lot, like, can you imagine, guys, if this is how much Charlie is making, right? And we can say, like, I mean, how many subscribers does Charlie have? I think it's like, I don't know if it's like 20 something million. Let me check that out. Charlie has Charlie. He has 17.3 million. So not quite 20 million. He's not far off, but he's not quite there yet, right? But some of you might guess where I'm going with this. How many subscribers does iShowSpeed have? iShowSpeed has 44.8 million. Insane. And it feels like it was only recently that he actually had something. It was only recently that he hit, what do you call it? Only recently that he hit like 40 million. If this keeps up with iShowSpeed, he's going to hit 100 million subscribers, I think. When will it happen? I don't know if it'll happen this. I don't It's not going to happen this year, but I think it could happen within the next 2 to 3 years. I do think it could happen in the next 2 to 3 years. I honestly do. And how much money is iShowSpeed making if iShowSpeed is always streaming, always streaming? He streams way more than Charlie. He's constantly streaming with these live streams everywhere. Like, I mean, it's insane. He just completed a massive, a massive 35-day stream where he was like streaming 24 hours around the clock, just around the clock, endlessly around the clock. Like, he just kept streaming, 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 streaming. I mean, ask yourself, how much money is iShowSpeed actually making from ads, from engagement? It's a question, and then and donations. And let's see. I don't know if he streams on Twitch, because I think he was banned on Twitch at one point. Let me check. Let's ask ChatGPT. Has iShowSpeed been unbanned from Twitch? Let's check that out, because I don't know if he's on Twitch. But he was iShowSpeed has officially been unbanned from Twitch and made his return to the platform in July 2025. His original ban occurred in late 2021 following controversial comments during a stream hosted by Aiden Ross. Although the ban was lifted in 2023, he chose not to resume streaming on Twitch until 2 years later, aligning his comeback with a European tour. Interesting. Since returning, he gained over 1 million followers in just 8 days, marking a massive resurgence on the platform. That's massive. So I want you guys to think about how much money this guy is making. If he's streaming on YouTube and he's streaming on Twitch, and he might also stream on Instagram, and he might also be streaming on TikTok. So if he's pulling in money from all of these different platforms, how rich is this kid? Like, even people like Logan Paul, they're probably worth like $100 million right now. Like, Logan Paul's probably worth like $100 million or more. I could be wrong, but I could also be very, very right. Jake Paul, he's probably worth like $100 million right now. I mean, think about this. How much did Mike Tyson get paid for that fight? I think he got paid like $20 million versus Jake Paul. $20 million. Think about how ridiculous that is. And he has another fight evidently coming up very soon with who is that guy? Oh my gosh. I'll tell you. Floyd Mayweather. To my understanding, he has another Netflix fight coming up with Floyd Mayweather. And he did say that he wanted to fight Logan Paul. My guess is that he'll probably do better in this fight against Floyd Mayweather. Like, he's going to go all out, right? He's going to put on a show for everyone. And of course he threw that fight. Of course he threw that fight against Jake Paul 100%. But I think he's going to go all out in this Netflix fight. Of course it's not. Of course there probably won't be a winner or whatever. It won't matter. In the end, it'll just end with them just kind of like, just chilling it, like kind of like how they ended in the Jake Paul fight. But I think he's going to basically show that he's strong. He's way stronger than people realized, and call it like his redemption. And then from there he's just going to keep on doing these fights. Every year or every other year, he's going to do another fight. He's going to have another fight. I think the Jake Paul fight was like last October, and last November. It's crazy to think that It was almost 1 year ago. Let me look that up. When was the Paul, Jake Paul, Mike, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight? We're gonna look that up. Okay, let's look it up. So it actually took place November 15th, 2024. It's October 20. It's October, actually October 16th right now. Time of making this video, it's October 16th, 2025. 2025. So it's almost just literally a month. Give or take a month. It's almost been 1 year since that fight happened. 1 year. And to my understanding, Mike made like $20 million from that fight. Let's look it up. How much did Mike make from the fight? Even $10 million isn't bad. Might be off, but let me see. Nope, I'm right. Mike Tyson reportedly earned $20 million for his fight against Jake Paul, which took place November 15, 2024. This figure includes his base purse and additional bonuses tied to streaming revenue and promotional incentives. Jake Paul, meanwhile, took home around $30 million, reflecting his role as both fighter and co-promoter of the event. So Jake Paul, of course, took home more, but Mike basically took home $20 million to go jump around in the ring. 20 million, and he basically said like he just wants to keep doing this forever now. He has no real incentive to stop, so he's just going to keep on doing these fights, and that's it. So like the next one is coming up evidently next year. That's going to be him versus Mayweather, and I'm guessing he's going to earn more for that, or at least the same. Let's see, how much will Mike earn for the Mayweather fight? Let's check that out. I don't know if those details are available yet. Okay. So as of now, the exact earnings for Mike Tyson in his upcoming exhibition fight against Floyd Mayweather, scheduled for spring 2026, I suspect that I'll get pushed back to the fall, summer or fall, probably fall, haven't been publicly disclosed. However, given Tyson's $20 million payout from the Jake Paul bout, and Mayweather's history of commanding massive purses, often exceeding $100 million per fight, it's expected that Tyson's compensation will be in a similar high range, likely between 20 to 30 million, depending on streaming revenue, sponsorships, and promotional bonuses. Well, so keep in mind, he made 20 million for the first fight. Obviously, it went very well for Netflix, and he's probably going to command more. He's probably going to say, "Listen, you saw how much money I can make. Yeah, I know my worth. I'm the draw of the fight. People want to see me fight, and he's going to ask for more. I think he's going to ask for more. I think he's probably going to make like $30 million. I think he's going to make like $30 million. Maybe even as much as 40 to 50 million. Because think about the logistics here. If Mayweather commands 100 million or above 100 million, which he's known for doing, Mike is going to want at least half of that. At least half of that, probably. Not the exact same thing. So he's gonna. I mean, I could see. I don't think Mike's gonna make 20 million for this fight. I think Mike's gonna say 20. I think he's gonna. The lowest will be 30, and I could be wrong because he's more humble these days. But I think that accepting 20, it basically puts him in a very low ball place. I think he's probably going to make probably between minimum 30, probably as much as $50 million from this fight. And if the fight goes well, because he's the draw right now, the draw is not Mayweather. The draw is Mike Tyson. The draw is Mike Tyson. If the fight goes well, people are going to want to see him fight again. And the fight after that very well may be the Logan Paul fight, where they get to see like, oh, he's gonna go, like, this is like he's gonna fight Paul, And yeah, it's just going to be BS. It's just going to be one fight after another fight after another fight, and this is how Mike may very well rebuild his empire. And of course, the biggest draw are sponsorships, because people watching Mike fight again, what happens? Oh, the sponsors want Mike in video. The sponsors, they want Mike back on television. Okay, so now everyone is lining up to give him money to promote movies, promote film, promote products, all of this again. And of course, we live in a very different era. So it makes complete sense for Mike to launch his own product line. It could be water, it could be water, it could be juice, it could be candy. It really doesn't matter. Okay? Just like, I mean, if you look at Mr. Beast Feastables or Beast Bars, that's a massive amount of money for Beast. All right, that was a massive draw, launching a food line. And I could see Mike Tyson look at 50 Cent. This guy launched vitamin water. It was all right. Vitamin water didn't taste terrible. It tasted pretty decent. And that company sold for like what, a half a billion or $1 billion. So it makes it. I can definitely see Mike launching a new product line. I think he's already connected to weed, but forgive me if I'm wrong. But like he has a business there. But yeah, I could see him launching something, you know, and it doesn't really matter what. And people are like, yeah, this is Mike's water right here. Like, yeah, this stuff is hard. Like this stuff hits hard. I don't know what they put in it, but this it hits like Mike. This drink hits like Mike. It could be ginseng, bro, but it has a kick to it. And it's like that. Yeah, they can call it punch, all right, or Tyson, whatever. They could like Tyson water, all right, or whatever. It just has to be linked to Michael, and Mike, and he promotes it, and people are just gonna buy it. But yeah, guys, this is just how it is. These influencers are dirty or filthy rich, and it's important. I'm not saying that you should not support smaller influencers, because like some guy that people that have like 100K subscribers, that's different. But when you're dealing with these giant influencers, bro, like like 10 million, 30 million subscribers, bro, and they're getting all of these views per stream, like take that into consideration, all right? Or else, you're gonna end up being called a brokey again by Charlie. And you know what? I agree with him. I agree with him. But that's all I have to say for now, guys. What do you think regarding all of this? Moist Critical called everyone broke when they didn't want to stop giving him money. And I agree. I agree he did the right thing. But I want to know if you agree with what he did. So let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.